A Markz project.
Hi, I'm Markz. In this tier list, I'm going to be going over all the treasures in Resident Evil 4 that you acquire throughout the game. And I'm talking about the 2005 original, for two reasons. One, it's a game from 2005, so the graphics of how the treasures look will be very dependent on these rankings. And two, I just see nobody talking about the original Resident Evil 4 in general, and rather much the remake. Some of these will be ranked, and with and without the combinations. So if you're one to like content like this, then subscribe, sit back, and listen to my most likely useless opinion on what I think about these materialistic values that this game has to offer. The green gem we have up first, and it's one of the gems you can combine with the elegant mask to make it worth more cash, the others being red and purple. But alone, I think this gem isn't really anything special just because the color green is making it look so bland, so it goes to D tier. The purple gem is the same as the last one, but it has a little more vibrancy because of that purple, so it'll go to B tier. The red gem is going to get A tier because I think the red gives this gem the most vibrant color out of all of them. Next, we have the elegant mask without the gem fittings. On its own, the elegant mask holds up, and it looks beautiful without the gems, but not as much as it with the gems, so I'll have to say C tier. Now we have the elegant mask with the gems fitted in it, and it is far better looking here. Not that much difference in quality of life change here, but it deserves B tier for that upgrade. Next, we have the three Catseyes, which is the green, yellow, and red. And all of these, respectively, go to D tier because they're ugly as shit. The Beerstein with and without the gems fit in it, grab that spot in D tier because it also looks ugly as hell. Because even with the gems, it doesn't make the big of a difference because of how small the gems are in it. That, and it's just a dirty old mug to begin with. Green eye. And this I have the same opinion about as the green gem, but it will go up to B tier because that triangle shape and the indentations give it a more flashy look. The red eye will be set to S tier, and I say this because, like I said before, it's more flashier, plus the red color just makes it look really good. The blue eye will go in S tier in front of the red eye, because the blue makes it look better than all of the rest. Now we have the butterfly lamp. The butterfly lamp looks so fancy and elegant when all the eyes are set into it, but I'll give this to A tier just because it could look better. And I know there are going to be comments about this because its standalone gems got the S tier instead. Okay, I got a reason, don't fight me. Next we got up is probably the first reasonable, and to be honest with you, the first real S tier on this list, and that goes to the elegant chessboard. Part of my ranking for this is for my bias on loving chess, but it's also because it looks so fancy and polished. Like, the colors complement themselves and the tiles are yellow instead of black. Such a unique and understandable choosing for being owned by a person who owns a castle. Next we have the elegant perfume bottle as our next item, and this I will put a D tier. I'm giving my honest opinion on these, and I just don't have anything I like about the perfume bottle. A simple Spinel will earn a spot in D tier. The emeralds are nice looking and gets a spot in C tier. The velvet blue, while being worth the least of the three, it looks the best out of three. I like its weird design and has sort of crystal look to it, so it gets placed in B tier. The green stone of judgment is one of the three stones you need to combine with the golden Lynx, and just like the green gem, it's a solid D tier for me. Next one, however, is the blue stone of Treason, and it's an upgrade in looks and deserves a B tier. The red stone of faith is the last one here, and it gets A tier for being the most vibrant out of the three. The golden Lynx is just an all yellow cat statue with no changes but the three stones set in its eyes, and for that it's a C tier. Next is the Hourglass with gold decor, and I like this thing. I think it's unique and feels like it was a very odd choice out of all the other treasures, and it stands out. It deserves to be placed in B tier. We have the gold Bangle next, and all I gotta say is I like this thing. I like the simple design this has. Who knew two colors with a little decoration could deserve an A tier? The gold Bangle with pearls, on the other hand, while I think it's equally as beautiful, it's not as much as the gold Bangle. I think it should belong to B tier. We have the dirty pearl pendant and the clean one. While they are technically the same one, but just dirty if you let it get that way, they are two different sets, which the dirty one is placed in D, while the clean one will be in C. The royal insignia is a simple gem that doesn't deserve more than C tier. The crown jewel also should be set alongside the C tier. The Salazar family crown bears a hefty 48,000 pesetas in cash and is beautifully crafted, and even without its gems, both versions deserve an A tier. The royal staff, I think, is a very unique choice for a treasure for a near end area of the castle area, as one of the last treasures that you encounter and deserves a B ranking. The mirror with pearls and rubies is a delicate, finely crafted treasure with a presence of luxury, but unfortunately it doesn't interest me enough to keep it out of C tier. The elegant headdress, I can't help but be reminded of India when I see this thing. I feel like it's one of those unique treasures and the colors are amazing for this piece. And for that, I'll put it in S tier. The antique pipe is very basic, like something you'd find at a pawn shop, and that's why it earns a spot in D tier. The ruby is a classic gem and never loses its pure beauty no matter how many times it shows itself in games, and that's why it's a solid S tier. The amber ring is another unique treasure I think that made it into the game, and is once again a part of the odd bunch of treasures to be put in the game. I think the developers of Resident Evil 4 were really having good ideas here. It is beautiful and even has a ruby fitted in it, but while this is true, I feel like it should go into C tier for having that bland feeling. The Illuminados Pendant is the last on this list, and I feel this is very beautifully handcrafted, giving the cultists a sense of divinity, and I think this piece deserves A tier. Well guys, that does it. That is all of the treasures in Resident Evil 4. If you enjoyed and are interested in content like this, then consider subscribing and make sure then post notifications are on for when I post next. Leave a comment telling me if you'd like me to keep this tier list format going forward in future videos.